Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. We're going to do our daily technical analysis update on gold and silver. If you've been watching these daily updates, you're probably getting the gist of how to read these things. And hopefully that's helping you read charts. You can apply it to any sector. What I like about the commodity sector is we have full alignment. And what that means is we've got alignment with valuations, alignment with market conditions, and the technical analysis is starting to line up. So I consider this a full alignment. And when you have full alignment, that's when I get invested and stay invested. I don't trade in and out. I stick with it. And I look at the technicals basically more or less for entertainment because my conviction in the valuations, my conviction in market conditions is what's really driving my behavior of just sitting in them and letting it ride. The technicals are just icing on the cake and gets me a little bit better entry points for money that I'm making and where I'm going to deploy it. And I'm going to talk about where I would be deploying my money. This is not any advice. It's just my financial opinion. You guys can do whatever you want, but you got to be responsible for your own money making or mistakes. So here we go. We're jumping in here. I'm going to give you my technical analysis update on gold and silver. It is one of my favorite sectors. So I'm going to start with the dollar and gold. And what we saw today and what I really like about gold right now. I really, really like it, guys. This is a positive development. Look at the price of gold. At 8 p.m., we little past 8, we started heading higher, and we just continually gained. We had one little it tried to sell off, and we just came right back and started gaining again. See this left to right pattern. The left to right pattern means that you've got strength. Buying strength is coming in, buying pressure. And I say left to right, it started in the lower left and ended in the upper right. That means buyers came in and bought it up the entire day. I love charts that look like that, LOVE. And the dollar, it did it in the face of a rising dollar right here. It rose and it just kept going gold. It's like, I don't care what the dollar does, I'm going higher. And then it came down lower, feeding a little bit more. But that looks good to me. It looks like a positive development to me. And here's the dollar looking at it from a big picture view. We were down to 93.60. We're right down here today. And we could be breaking a trend line here. Let me draw this trend line in. And the trend line we're looking at is, we're not breaking it yet. Let me make this all fat and good. So this is the trend line that I'm looking at that we're trying to test break. And we might not break it. Maybe we do, but that's the one to watch. Now looking at the 10-year, obviously we broke this trend line. And guys, I like drawing these in sometimes so you guys can see where I get the pattern and how I'm drawing these things. We broke up, retested, and we're moving on to the upside. I thought everyone was telling me that rates can't rise. Why is Finding Value always thinking that rates are going to rise? Because of inflation. Now, will inflation, the rates themselves, will it cool off a little bit in the future? Maybe, maybe not. There might be a little gap between the ridiculous money printing that they did for the Federal Reserve and the expansionary phase of real estate. But the expansionary phase of real estate will carry us forward. And I think that the Federal Reserve will continue to print money. So I think it's a combination of both of those things, where I think rates or yields will go higher. The implication of higher yields is a declining bond market if they get too high. The stock market's also going to have a little bit of a headwind if rates get to a certain level. When that happens, that money's going to rotate into GOLD, my buddy GOLD. Why is it my buddy, and why am I so strongly convicted that gold's going to go through the roof? Because I am thinking that bonds are going to go down. And sorry, I paused there because I'm looking at this going, nice, we just broke out of this downtrend line. I was like, yes. Higher lows, we're breaking up, we're finishing somewhat strong. Looks good, I like it. So on a short-term basis, what would I be doing? Well, I would be looking at GOLD And if you guys like physical metals, I would actually be maybe looking at physical gold, literally. Looking at gold from a little bit longer term perspective, we need to keep our long-term perspective. Whoa, what do we got here, guys? Now I'm going to cut through this. I'm going to draw it like this. Why? Because I can. That's why. And yeah, I'm cutting off some of these bottoms and stuff like that and tops. On bigger charts, sometimes you have to cut them off a little bit. But the overall general picture is this massive wedge pattern. And what are we doing? We are about to launch from this wedge pattern. What do I do when I see a pattern like this and I have full conviction in the market conditions and valuations? Well, I would probably buy some if it were me. And that's what I have done. And I'll show you what I've purchased coming up. But that's where my head's at. I think we're going to see a break to the upside very soon. And it's looking very good. And silver agrees with me. So I don't need your guys' approval. What I have is silver's approval. Because silver broke to the upside and it is launching. Its opening and closing price closed very strong, good momentum, good buying pressure. I like it a lot. And platinum is also joining in the mix. Noticed that we've got big buying pressure, big candlestick up days, small down days, and it's continuing upward. We've got copper joining us, COPPER. And look, we got a little bit of a, is this thing going to continue higher? Perhaps. Perhaps it doesn't want to pull back at all. It tried pulling back today, did a reversal quite quickly, and now we've got a hammer pattern that's a bullish engulfing hammer pattern. This could go higher right here. Looking at GDX. GDX, yeah, we've got a little bit of a pause here. Are we going to just fly higher? That's unknown. Maybe it pulls back. Maybe we shoot on higher tomorrow. But the downtrend line is broken on all of these patterns, and that's what's important. The downtrend line is broken. So could this come back a little bit? It very well could. Or we could break to the upside right here and move on up. We're kind of at that inflection point. I think that the steamrollers are going to come out soon, and we're going to steamroll over the sellers here very soon. I'm not too concerned about the short, day-to-day movements. I think the midterm, the short to medium term outlook is looking very good. This is the time you accumulate and you hold on. And that applies for SILJ with the downtrend line break here. Looking good to go higher. Same with the XK. It looks pretty dang good. And if we get a small down day tomorrow, it doesn't matter. The overall general trend is higher. Mag Silver. Way to go, Maggie. That's what I'm going to call Mag Silver's Maggie, just to let you know. There's your break. Clear as day. Right here today. Dotted I, capital T, just boom, punched higher. And we're seeing that in metallic minerals. And this is one that I purchased yesterday. And we got the downtrend break. Or no, maybe it was a couple days ago. Sorry, it was a couple days ago. It was up down here. Breaking this downtrend line, we broke it. I started buying, accumulating metallic minerals, and we're moving on higher. 12.8% up day today. Finished strong. Go M&M, metallic minerals. And Aftermath Silver, another one that I'm accumulating. Weird, huh? Here is metallic minerals. Aftermath Silver. Let's do the downtrend line here. Here's the downtrend line break right through there. I bought in here. Yes, I try to get my retests. And I bought again today. But the Aftermath Silver with that bullish engulfing pattern looks absolutely fantastic to move higher. It's coming, guys. The flood of money's coming. Discovery Silver, another downtrend break. This is another one that I own. I have not added too much into it lately, but I do own it, and it looks like the downtrend line is broken. This is one that I overweighted back in the day. And Koyo Silver. Koyo! So we got Koyo Silver here that I also have purchased recently. I let everybody know on the channel what I did. And there we are, ready to move on higher, I think. Silver's looking fantastic. I like it a lot. Now here's Teuton Resources. This guy's still down. We did break its downtrend line, the short-term downtrend line, somewhere in there. So yeah, I would be a buyer in here to accumulate if it were me. If you guys want a royalty company, a small royalty company. Looking at the big guys, Newmont broke its downtrend line. This is a descending wedge pattern. I suspect that it will trend higher over time. So that looks good. Here's Barrick Gold, another one that looks like it's good to go to the upside eventually. It also broke its downtrend line. And here's Sandstorm Gold. It's just pausing. I don't see the sellers coming in here womping it, at least not yet. Let's see if this thing continues higher. It's just getting a little bit stuck here. That's all. And then looking at Yamana Gold from a little bit longer perspective. Oh, wow, look at that. Just it knew, the line knew where to be. It's right there. I'm going to put another one underneath it. Something like that. We're still trying to break out of these patterns for gold. Some of these gold companies. Let them do the work. Let them break out. Let them make you money eventually. So I think a great day for silver, guys. Silver killed it. Good job, silver. Platinum hung in there, and gold is starting to pull its own weight. It's following the little kid sister silver. At least that's what I'm going to call it for now. Some of these silver companies, these smaller ones, I've gone into. If you notice, I'm into the leverage game. If I'm going to play leverage, I go max leverage. If I know how to do technical analysis, if I know how to read charts, I take a little bit of my money, nothing greater than 5% of a portfolio in one position, and I deploy it. I'm going for home runs in some of my money. That strategy may not fit your strategy. Make sure whatever you do fits your strategy, not mine. Mine is swinging for the fences with some of my money. The other portion, I'm doing physical metals. That's where, if I had to choose between a large cap mining company and physical silver, and let's say the large cap doesn't have a lot of leverage, I'm going to go after physical silver just because it's lower risk. If I'm going to take risk, I'm going to go after and sometimes swing for home runs. That's just my outlook, my paradigm, how I see things. You guys can go after the big companies as well. It is lower risk. They have multiple mines, multiple metals, perhaps in some of these companies. Some of them they've got copper and gold and whatnot. So those are a little bit lower risk, and if it fits within your investment strategy, choose whatever fits best for you. But I like this sector. I like it a lot. I think it's cheap. I think we're breaking downtrends. It's now's the time to go for me. I'm adding money. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.